from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Report.
Good morning, I'm Forecaster John Bordash with you in the JB Weather Center this morning, continuing to track what looks to be our region's first winter storm in nearly 2 years. Yesterday and overnight, winter storm warnings were issued for much of the mid-Atlantic. Those counties shaded in pink are the areas that are the most likely to see the highest impact from this winter storm, with snow and sleet totals getting to at least 4 to 8 inches. To the north, winter weather advisories are in effect for central portions of New Jersey and southern Pennsylvania for slightly lower totals, but still impactful results. This morning, sitting just after 7 a.m., we are seeing our winter storm take shape well out to the west. Bands of heavy snow have already developed through Kansas City and St. Louis, with a very dangerous area of sleet and freezing rain developing to the south of there, denoted by the pink radar returns. You can even see some bolts of lightning in there as well. The counties shaded in pink are those winter storm warnings, and you see that they extend from the Great Plains all the way to our region, and we are going to see this winter storm move in here over the next several hours. Let's go ahead and time out what this forecast looks like and how our Cedar Point Federal Credit Union Future View model is handling this storm system. Our model here does have snow beginning to the south and west of our region as we head to about 8 to 10 o'clock tonight, and we will see that generally spread over the region after midnight, with bands of potentially moderate to heavy snow developing as we approach sunrise on your Monday. Bands of heavy snow are the most likely to the north, and we will begin to see that sleet line move to the north. My future view model here during the mid-morning hours shows heavy snow down towards the Richmond area. However, I am much more inclined to believe that that is snow mixing with sleet at times as we see warm air begin to lift to the north. Our model does show that occurring as we head towards the lunch hour in early to mid-afternoon hours, with potential breaks in the action during the afternoon hours. But then we see another round of snow develop and move through the region Monday night, and everything is out of here as we head towards Tuesday morning. Let's go ahead and take a look at those potential impacts across our region. I'm thinking high impacts are likely. We start to see things deteriorate late tonight, well after sunset, and after we hit midnight, we start to see those moderate impacts turn high from snow, sleet, and freezing rain. Temperatures hover right around freezing, and that's going to allow for snow-covered roadways to quickly become an issue, and those widespread issues linger throughout the day Monday. And we even start to see some winds gust upwards of 20 to 30 miles per hour by Monday night into Tuesday. Power outages are not expected to be a big deal. However, isolated outages will be possible if we do see those higher wind gusts. My final call snowfall forecast does favor a general swath of heavy snow, 6 to 10 inches plus of mainly snow possible just to the north of DC, where I think those highest bands and the heaviest bands of snow set up. Totals are reduced a little bit south of there, 4 to 8 inches, where sleet will begin to mix in south of DC. And we start to see totals go down to the north of Baltimore, where you're lacking enough moisture to create high snow totals, but still impactful to moderate snow totals are likely south of Harrisburg. Zooming into southern Maryland, I think generally areas north of the Benedict Bridge from Prince Frederick to Hughesville will see 5 to 8 inches of snow, where maybe a couple hours of sleet are possible, but probably more snow hours up there, and slightly lower totals of 4 to 6 or 4 to 7 inches through the southern parts of southern Maryland, where sleet might become an issue during the midday hours. About 2 to 5 inches of snow is likely when you wake up tomorrow morning, and how much more can we add on after that? And then 3 to 5 inches for southern parts of St. Mary's and the northern neck, where continued mixing issues will be an issue. I do think those southern zones could see upwards of a tenth to a quarter of an inch of ice, causing widespread icing, especially in central Virginia. A glaze to a tenth of an inch of ice is possible through parts of southern Maryland. Widespread school closures are expected throughout the day on Monday, and these will likely extend even up into southern Pennsylvania, where snow will linger throughout the day, causing moderate impacts. These likely will also, through parts of Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia, linger into the day on Tuesday, but we need to see how the forecast plays out tomorrow before we make a definitive call on that. We're going to watch 3 key zones for potential impacts on this forecast. Zone A is going to be down to the south as warm and moist air moves to the north. Is there enough cold air, though? This is going to be the region we look to monitor for potential sleet and freezing rain impacts that could hinder snow totals. To the north, where the air is plenty cold, is the air moist enough to produce heavy snow? In Zone B could be an area that sees lower snow totals because of that. Where does that region set up? And then Zone C is going to be a potential band of heavier snow where 10, 11, maybe even 12 inches of snow could be possible for some communities. Where does that set up and how narrow is it? But by the end of the day, I do think the jackpot of the highest totals is north of DC, with that battle zone of heavy snow and mixing south of DC. High impacts are likely, and again, winter storm warnings throughout the day on Monday. Stay tuned to JB Weather for the latest information. I'll be in the Storm Center with you throughout the day on Sunday and throughout the day on Monday, covering the impacts of this storm and giving you the latest updates. Have a nice and safe one. Get prepared. Stay tuned. And I'll be here tracking it all for you. I'm Forecaster John Bordash. Have a nice and safe one.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.